traffic. If you want, here we show you how the traffic is. Honestly, it's not really that smooth.
But it's because the kids are going to return to class exactly quickly.
To tell you that in Iran, the protests, as you know, have been escalating. There are already almost 300 protests or different locations with this kind of activity. But this time, the police from some regions are joining these protests. In this case, for example, the police from Tehran are joining the protests. And this also draws attention. What is happening is unusual, it's something unheard of, and within the analysis we've been doing on this, in this historic moment for Iran, it's the fact that we've seen opposing merchants, markets that are there, very well known in Tehran. They have been protesting as well because they are being forced. They are told you have to open the shops, the markets, and they have not wanted to do so. They have closed in protest as well. Well, what they consider should already be the end of the Ayatollah's regime, a demand they are making. It's no longer a matter of an election change, it's a complete change.
As we've mentioned many times, you can hear more and more people shouting for Crown Prince Reza. It's a topic that has attracted a lot of attention. You can't just ask to bring back a monarchy. Isn't it funny that they don't think, for example, about fully supporting a democracy? They'd rather go back. Like a monarchy, maybe it would be a monarchy similar to the United Kingdom, where there is also a prime minister. But anyway, the thing is that in Iran, things are still very heated. Today marks the 11th consecutive day of protests. And it doesn't look like they're going to decrease. Actually, we keep seeing them get bigger and bigger.
There's no leadership. Peskian just tries to put out fires whenever possible. We have to remember that helicopter accident where the Minister of Foreign Affairs lost his life and the President of Iran was also there.
And Ebrahim Razi, exactly.
They were both, especially those two, strong figures when it came to trying to put out these kinds of problems, these situations, both internationally and nationally. They controlled those situations with an iron hand. This time, it's a person, an Ayatollah who is already very old, who hardly appears in public. He only tweets, but everyone knows he's not the one actually tweeting, right? It's really someone else tweeting for him. And, well, the only thing that is shown is that there is a great power vacuum. And people can already sense this, the same people who say this is the exact moment for a change and not for someone else to come in and mess things up. And who might want to once again rule with an iron fist over the same people. So it's very interesting that the police themselves, at least some of them, are now also going out to protest with the people. Does that mean this is bigger than it seems? All the universities are participating right now. They're closed. They're protesting. The students are upset because they want a different country.
Exactly. And this, something that has also caught my attention is that graffiti has started to appear, let's say, on the streets of Iran in some cities, asking Donald Trump to intervene after what was seen in Venezuela. Well, let's say he stopped being so reserved, not just backing down and blogging about it. And well, many people are starting to graffiti in some areas. They're asking Trump to save them or not let the government take their lives. And well,
Because he said it, he of course,
he's also given exactly the command.
a message to Ali Khamenei threatening that if they shoot at the people, well, he was going to act and come in. To intervene inside Iran, a topic that he obviously mentioned, I think as a way to put pressure. But now, well, people, or at least some, are saying, well, and what now? In this case, well, maybe it's different because Iran has a bit more weaponry. Although we also have to say, Rosa, when the attack happened in June, they were really overwhelmed at that moment. The operation, above all, took place days before, in which Israeli intelligence basically managed to shut down a large part of the defense systems. Radars, defense systems that the Israelis and Iranians have in different locations were destroyed with drones just moments before Israel entered, not the United States. That also caught people's attention.
Yes. For his part, Netanyahu continues to express his solidarity with the Iranian people and says that they have to keep moving forward. But also someone who has been, well, nervous, right? Because if the Ayatollah's government falls, it would be a great loss for them. It's Moscow because the collapse of Iran would reduce its energy influence, the supply line for certain drones, the Shahed. And well, Beijing hasn't said much. Beijing only looks out for itself and its own interests, and that's where it ended. So they're not going to play their cards either, like they did with
all the countries. Really, each country is, so they're always paying attention to what benefits them. In this case, there are geopolitical issues that matter more to them than others. This time, at least, Xi Jinping hasn't seemed very interested in the issue, at least so far. He hasn't seemed as interested as in other geopolitical issues that seem to matter more to him, right?
Well, Moscow, basically, in the few times I've talked about them, he says that, well, they're calm things, that it's something minimal. He doesn't want to give it the importance it has. But, well, every time you also see more aggression from the government, also from the Ayatollahs, right? The repression that people are experiencing is getting more and more intense. And the Iranian Defense Council is calling for a stronger response to what they call threats from the protests.
Hey, well, it's going to be interesting tonight when it starts. For us, it will still be January 6th, but for them, it will already be the 7th, so we'll see on January 7th. It would already be the 11th day of these protests, and everything indicates that they're going to continue.
Exactly, they will continue. President Masoud Pezeshkian, for his part, who is supposed to be moderate, continues to ask that any aggression or hostile action be met with a decisive, proportionate, and determined response. So, well, he's the moderate one.
Is he the moderate one? Not exactly, and well, that's how things are right now in Iran. We'll keep reporting from wherever we are. The point is to keep watching history, right? How it changes, and most importantly, what's happening in the world.
Great. Remember, we're also on Telegram, WhatsApp, Next, Facebook, and Instagram. And we send you notifications about the live broadcasts, especially on Telegram and WhatsApp. So stay tuned to stay informed about the latest things happening in the world.
We're sharing comments, and we're grateful to the whole community that shows up there. A hug to all of you. We'll see you in a little while.
See you soon. Goodbye.